Theodore and Emily were up bright and early, exploring before the work meeting. The ocean stretched out from Willie's Island as far as the tugs could see. "It must be great to be out on the ocean on a day like this," said Theodore, who always dreamed of the day he would be able to go out on the ocean by himself. It's nice to be on the ocean," agreed Emily. "But the best part is when you sail into new harbors and meet new ships for the first time." "Even better than being on the ocean?" said Theodore. "Oh, yes," replied Emily, "because I get to ask ships all kinds of questions about where they live. And sometimes I even learn interesting new words in their language." Well, it was time for the morning work meeting, so the tugs turned and headed back to the great ocean dock. The other tugs were waiting for the dispatcher to begin the meeting when Emily and Theodore arrived. "Tugboats," said the dispatcher, "today we have a very special guest in our harbor. His name is Gregor, and he is a Russian fishing trawler. George brought him in late last night." Well, the tugs could see that George was still asleep. "Gregor has a broken propeller," the dispatcher continued. "He's come to our harbor to get a new one." I've never met a ship who came all the way from Russia before," Emily thought to herself with a big smile. And all the tugs were very excited about their special visitor. "Gregor will be leaving to join his fishing friends," the dispatcher went on, "as soon as George wakes up and brings him his new propeller. Fodak, you need to give Gregor a safety inspection before he goes." "But I'm supposed to be inspecting anchors on all the ships today," Fodak reminded the dispatcher. "Oh, yes," said the dispatcher. "Emily, you will take over Fodak's job. You will inspect anchors on all the ships." Emily tooted twice to say yes. But inside, she began to worry. All the anchors on all the ships, she thought. But that will take all day. How will I ever get to meet Gregor? "Theodore and Hank, you have a container ship to move," concluded the dispatcher. "Two toots will do, Hank," said the dispatcher. Theodore and Hank caught up to Emily as she set off to work. They were bubbling with excitement about Gregor, the Russian fishing trawler, and their questions came rushing out like air leaking from a balloon. "But what are Russian ships like, Emily?" asked Theodore. "What are Russian tugboats like?" asked Hank. "I've never met a Russian ship before," replied Emily sad. Or been to a Russian harbor." "But," said Theodore, "I thought you'd been everywhere and met all kinds of ships," added Hank. Emily looked serious. "I've always wanted to go to Russia. Most of all, I'd really like to learn some Russian words, but I've never had the chance." "Then this is great," shouted Theodore. "Now a Russian ship has come all the way to our harbor, and we'll all get to meet him." "Yes," agreed Hank. "We'll all meet Gregor. We can all get our work done before he leaves," said Emily. "We better get going," said Theodore, and the tugs hurried off their separate ways. "This is so slow," said Emily to herself as she watched Catherine, the cargo ship, lower her anchor firmly to inspect. It seemed to take forever for the giant to go down, and down, and down. "Catherine," said Emily, "do you think you could lower a little faster?" "Oh, this is fast," replied Catherine. "The slow part is next, I have to raise my anchor." Emily frowned a big frown. And then she saw Fodak floating towards Gregor at the repair yards. Well, that's where she really wanted to be. "Emily," said Catherine, "why are you inspecting anchors today anyway? I thought this was Fodak's job." "Oh, well, Fodak is checking a Russian fishing trawler who has a broken propeller," replied Emily. "A Russian fishing trawler," said Catherine. "Now, I've never met a Russian ship before." "Is that so?" said Emily, staring at Catherine's anchor again. This time it was slowly going up and up and up. "What are Russian ships like?" said Catherine. "Are they the same as me?" "I don't know, Catherine," replied Emily. "I've never met a Russian ship before either, and I'd really like to." "I would really like to meet him too," said Catherine. Well, by now it looked like Catherine's anchor had finally finished going up. Good, said Emily. I mean, goodbye. Everything seems to be in working order, so I guess I'll just be going. Emily, it was Catherine again. Foda promised to get my lifeboat. Now it's being painted at the repair yards. Can you get it for me? Okay, agreed Emily. I'll be right back. Emily got the lifeboat at the repair yards and was hurrying back to Catherine when she saw Gregor. There he was, just waiting for George to bring him his new propeller. Could this be her chance to meet Gregor? Emily! Emily! It was Philip and Fillmore, the fairy twins. We hear you're inspecting anchors today, called Philip. And we were wondering, Fillmore continued, if you could inspect our anchors too? The fairy twins too? Oh no, I'll never get to meet Gregor. We also see there's a Russian ship in the harbor, said Philip. Did you ask her, said Fillmore, if Russian ferries have anchors? No, replied Emily. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet. I'll be back to look at your anchors. Goodbye. Good, shouted Philip. Bye, concluded Fillmore. Almost there, puffed Emily. She was almost back at Catherine's dock with the right boat. She was in such a hurry she wasn't paying attention and she almost ran into Bedford Buoy. Oops, cried Emily, and she turned sharply around at him. For the fast turn, that poor Bedford was spinning like a top. I'm sorry, Bedford, puffed Emily. I was going too fast and I wasn't looking. I'm trying to get my work done so that I can meet Gregor. He's a Russian fishing trawler. I saw him, said Bedford. I saw George bring him into the harbor last night. Gregor looks really interesting. He does? Sighed Emily. I would like to meet him too, continued Bedford. I've always wondered what Russian buoys are like. Could you ask him if they have bells or whistles? Okay, sure, said Emily. I guess I'll never get a chance to meet Gregor, said Bedford sadly. I never get to go anywhere. Oops, time to ring my bell. Time for me to get this lifeboat to Catherine, said Emily. Emily? It was Bedford. Yes, Bedford, said Emily. I'm really in a hurry. I was just wondering, said Bedford. What lifeboat? The one that's on my deck, said Emily. And then she saw the lifeboat drifting away from her on the tide. Oh no, cried Emily. It must have fallen off when I made that fast turn around you. Emily was just sitting on after the lifeboat when George rumbled by. He was finally awake and had a giant propeller on his deck. Hi, Emily, he called. I'm bringing Gregor's new propeller. He's leaving soon. Leaving soon? Emily said to herself. Oh, I better hurry. Emily! It was Theodore pulling a container ship with Hank. Did you meet Gregor? Said Theodore. Did he tell you any Russian words? Added Hank. Big cloud of smoke shot from Emily's stack. Well, that was just one question too many about Gregor. Niet. Niet, 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 shouted Emily. That is the only Russian word I know, and it means no. No, I have not met Gregor, and I will probably never meet Gregor. I have to take this lifeboat to Catherine, and then I have to inspect all the rest of the anchors on all the ships in the whole harbor. Well, I didn't mean to upset you, Emily, said Theodore. We really wanted to meet Gregor, too, said Hank. Well, we were even hoping we could take this ship past Gregor's dock on our way, said Theodore. What did you say? Said Emily. I just said that I wish we could take this ship over to Gregor, repeated Theodore. That's it, shouted Emily. That's it. Quickly she turned to pick up Catherine's lifeboat, and then she hurried on. The two tugs stared at Emily. Do you think I upset Emily again? Said Theodore and Hank. Well, the dispatcher was worrying about Emily, too. Maybe I should have let Emily meet Gregor, he said to Donald Duck. I know how much she likes to meet ships from other countries. Uh-huh, replied Doc. But all the anchors do need inspecting, said the dispatcher. Uh-huh, replied Doc. Maybe Emily will finish her work in time and she can go and meet Gregor, said the dispatcher. Said Donald. Thanks, Donald, said the dispatcher. You've made me feel much better. Theodore and Hank had just finished moving the cargo ship when they heard a familiar whistle. They turned, and there was Emily, and she was calling the special visitor. Theodore, Hank, called Emily. I would like you to meet Gregor. How do you do, Gregor? They replied, very surprised to be meeting the Russian ship. How do you do? Replied Gregor. I'm very pleased to meet you too. All day, all I could think of was how to finish my work and still meet Gregor, said Emily. And everybody else in the harbor wanted to meet him too. But no one could, said Hank. We were all too busy, said Theodore. But then, Theodore, you said you wished you could bring the ship you were moving over to meet Gregor. Right, said Theodore slowly. So, continued Emily, I decided that since everyone couldn't go over and meet Gregor, I would bring Gregor over to meet everyone, while I inspect anchors. Emily, said Theodore, you are the smartest tugboat I know. Da, said Gregor. Well, that means yes, yes in Russian, laughed Emily. Gregor just taught me that. Well, all the tugs began to laugh, and they all set off with the Russian ship to meet everyone here in the Big Island. First, said Emily to Gregor, there's a very special boy named Bedford, and he'd really like to meet you. You know, that really was very clever of Emily to figure out a way to get her work done and meet Gregor. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I forgot. I've got to get this map down to the Great Ocean Tug and Salvage Company dock. I'm going to miss my lunch. But what would Emily do? I'll carry the map down to them, and I'll eat my lunch along the way. Thanks for visiting here in the Big Harbor. We'll see you all again next time. So long. My favorite. Peanut butter and seaweed.